A permutation is simply an arrangement of a set of objects. So you've got some objects. It could be cards, it could be letters in a number plate. A particular arrangement of these objects is called a permutation. Now, with permutation, the big thing to remember is that order is important. And if you had three letters, the arrangement A, B, C would be different to B, A, C. So the order in which you have them, even though you've got A, B, C, those letters chosen twice with A, B, C and B, A, C, the arrangement of those, is the order in which they occur, is important, and this is what makes a permutation. So in general, if you have n objects, the first object can be chosen in 10 ways, in n ways. So I'll go back to put the boxes down. So you've got n objects, n will be a number. The first object, we can choose it in n ways. The second object can be chosen in, now if we've already used 1, there'll be 1 less than n, which is n minus 1. The third object, so we've used 1 here, 1 there, so we've got 2 less, so it'll be n minus 2. So notice that this is the first, this is the second, and this is the third, and that this is 1 less than that. So this is going to be important a little bit later, and so on. So n objects, if we were to complete this all the way down, n objects can be chosen from n objects. We just continue down here, n minus 1, n minus 2, n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 times n minus 3. What's going to be the last one here? If there are n, this must count up from 1 to n. So the last one's going to be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3. So these are all multiply, 3 times 2 times 1, depending on what value n will take. Ways. So given that you've got n objects, if you want to choose n of them, there are that many ways of choosing n objects. This is a definition for what we call n factorial. It's basically an exclamation mark. So n factorial is n times n minus 1 times n minus 2, all the factors, all the way down to 1. Couple of little properties or little zero factorial has the property that that's equal to 1, and that n factorial equals n times n minus 1 factorial. Because don't forget, n minus 1 factorial will be n minus 1 times n minus 2 times n minus 3 all the way down to 1. So if we just multiply that by n, we get n factorial. So this is the way of choosing n objects. So 2 objects can be chosen from n objects. How many ways can we get 2 objects from n? Well, we've got 2 boxes. We're going to choose the first one n and the second one n minus 1. So it'll be n times n minus 1. 3 objects can be chosen from n objects. n minus 1, n minus 2, so that'll be n. So in general, are objects chosen from n. Okay, let's have a look at what's going here. This is 3 objects, and this is n minus 2 is the last factor here. So we always start at n. So we've got 2 objects, n, starting at n, and this number here is 1 less than that. Here we've got 3 objects, we start at n, and we go down the factors 1 reduced by 1, and we stop. This number here is 1 less than that. So if we've got R objects, so we've got n times n minus 1 times n minus 2. Now the last factor, what is going to be the last factor here? It's got to be 1 less than that. So it'll be n minus R plus 1. Alright, so that will be 1 less. N minus R plus 1. It will be 1 less than R. Okay, another way to look at it probably is to think of n minus R minus 1. And when you remove the bracket there, you get n minus R plus 1. Okay, so we can now get a definition for what we call NPR. NPR is the number of ways of choosing R objects from N objects. So NPR, we just said it's n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 times n minus R plus 1. Now, that's, if you can work that out, that's fine, but a quicker way to work that out is to just develop this formula a little bit more. If we wanted to make this top line n factorial, we'd have to multiply here by n minus R times n minus R. The term after that would be n minus R. And then the term after that would be n minus R minus 1, all the way down to 1. Now if we do that to the top line, so bearing in mind that NPR is up into there, we could go by n minus R, just put this bit here, times n minus r minus 1 all the way down to 1. Alright, so all I've done is npr is n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 all the way down to here. But to make it easier to work out, it would help if we could make the numerator into something that's very easy to work out, and that'll be just n factorial. So we multiply all the terms all the way down to 1. And if we do that to the numerator, we've got to do that to the bottom. So this has been repeated down here. So the top is just n factorial. And the bottom, this is n minus 1, r, n minus r minus 1. So they are all the factors all the way down to 1. So that's n minus r factorial. Now that's a much easier formula for working out. So this is, NPR is the number of ways of choosing r objects from n objects. And it's n factorial all over n minus r factorial.